What are the 100 funniest moments of the 20th century? Everyone has their own list.
Now on three, okay? 1, 2, 3.
I heard it's a very funny picture, Charlie.
Funny, Steve, this is one of the funniest comedy I've ever seen in my life.
Well, you gotta see it to believe it.
Well, you better believe it, because you ain't gonna get to see it.
My wife went to the beauty parlor. She got a mud pack. For 2 days, she looked nice. Then the mud fell off.
Good evening, I'm Chevy Chase, and you're not.
From slapstick to the unexpected and favorite moments of the stars, we've searched them out from coast to coast, America's all-time favorites in the 100 funniest moments of the 20th century. When television was born, television was live. As Sid Caesar told us, once that red light went on at 9 o'clock, you just kept going until 10 o'clock. And when the actors controlled the action, things usually went well, as in Sid's Marlon Brando send-up with Imogene Coca in a trolley car named Desire.
You take your hands off me, you hear? You get away from me, you pig, you pig. You take your filthy hands off me, you hear? You hear me now? You leave me alone. You get away from me. Take your dirty hands off my sister.
I didn't touch her. Where am I?
Well, what's he screaming for?
She's a nut.
Who's a nut?
I'll see you around. Go on.
I don't want to break up your lovely home. If anyone's leaving, I'm leaving. Oh, no, Magnolia. If anybody's going, I'm going.
No, sir. Anybody's going, I'm going.
Anybody's going, I'm gone.
Bye.
But, says Sid, when the action came from offstage, anything could happen. His most unexpected moment took place on the night a stagehand forgot to warm the water in another movie send-up, From Here to Obscurity.
Out here on this beach tonight, I can forget the dance hall with all the smoke and the noise and the dancing. Auntie, I used to dream of a knight in shining armor who would get and an enchanted castle. Since I found you, I don't dream that anymore.
Kind of rough tonight, ain't it?
There were no take-twos in television's golden age, so, as with the rest of life, we experienced the unexpected.
Look, Jimmy, I'm glad you invited me over here, but what was the rush?
All right, John, I'll get right down to the point. I want to do a big two-fisted picture with you, like Hundu.
Oh, no, Jimmy, it's out of the question. We use the toughest men in the business.
Toughest men in the business, huh?
That's right.
You know, John, that's the way it should be. That's what people like about your pictures. You know they won't see any weaklings. We gotta do a picture together.
Well, I guess we could talk about it.
We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. They do anything to confuse me.
What? I'd like to use you in the picture, but I don't see how we can.
You don't see how you can, huh?
No.
Who's got the next line, you or me?
Take two. Take two. We gotta work together.
I'm just putting you to the test.
Bob Hope, you have betrayed our friendship. And you will pay for this with your life.
I'm over here, Jack.
Stand aside, Lolita. I will put an end to this cad.
Cat, Jack, please, this is the Buick show. Will you watch it?
And I'm going to blow your brains out.
Let's not do any jokes we didn't plan on, huh?
When Jackie Gleason forgot to zip up his pants, the cameraman tried to cover up until Ralph Cramden could make the adjustment.
Where did you get that jacket?
That's what they're wearing at the track.
Yeah, the horses, but not the people.
Listen, don't laugh, will you? It's my lucky jacket. One day I was walking down the street wearing this jacket. I found $5. I was lucky. One day I went to the horse races, bet on every race, won on every race. I was lucky. I was also wearing this jacket the night I met Trixie, my wife. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Al, all you have to do when you get to that track today is bet on the same horses that I'm betting.
Nobody covered better than Jackie, especially on the night with the cameras rolling. He suddenly found out he had 7 minutes to fill on his all-star variety show. There was Jackie live with nothing planned.
Ladies and gentlemen, in my, I don't know whether it's a long experience as an actor, I always knew there would come a time when something went wrong backstage and you couldn't get the scene on that you were about to do. And I often wondered, well, what would you do if that happened? Well, it just happened. So... I gotta tell you what happened. This is the McCoy. This is no baloney. We had a thing that was supposed to come down. It's a flat, what they call a flat, and it had a door on it, and the door is usually lashed. But one of the actors or somebody brushed against the lashing of the door, and it opened. And because the door is out like that, we can't bring the curtain down because it's hitting a batten. And when they found this out, they ran into me and said, go out there and do something. Now, I wouldn't give this spot to a leopard. Have you got sort of a soft shoe dance, you know, with the nice, beautiful music? All right. Every hair on her lip. You couldn't tell whether she had a mustache or she just finished drinking cocoa. She had such buck teeth, she was the only girl I knew could eat a sandwich through a Venetian blind. How much more time have we got to go there? Mr. Miller. Did you get the information for me, Mr. Miller? You didn't get the information for me? You were supposed to get the information. Hurry. What a melody, what a tune. Stop the music. A lady walks up to a bus driver and she says, does this bus go over the George Washington Bridge? He said, if it don't, we're all gonna get awful wet.
Jackie Gleason. Nobody did it better when television was live. When television moved to tape, these unexpected moments never made it to your TV screen. Until now.
my. Now, come on, honey. You've done some pretty unbelievable things in your life, girl. Well, now, they may have been unbelievable to you, but I always had a sensible reason for everything I did. Sensible? Yes. Oh, come now, girl. Sensible. My.
Are you in the 50% bracket, 40%? 30? 20?
Keep going. When you hit it, I'll yell bingo. I'll hell yell bingo. But if I'm going to tell Harry the truth, I better have a good, nourishing breakfast first.
Well, I gotta go to class, Mom. See you later.
Okay, darling.
Good luck.
Were we running then?
Yes, Mother, we were, and you blew it.
Mr. Sorry, the next time you do your program, would you do me a favor?
Oh, what's that?
All right, start again.
You go back on line, please. All right, action, please.
Oh, Mr. Sorry, I'm having a hell of a time tonight, aren't I, Ralph?
It always keeps itself frost-free.
Remember when commercials were live?
Yes. Somebody's playing games. Well, ordinarily, it's completely automatic. There's never anything you have to do. And the secret is inside here. Yes. I think we've left off the current. At any rate, inside, there is a magic counter button, and it's the sign of the frost-free system. You never have to worry about it. You never have to touch it. You never have to defrost the freezer or the refrigerator. And here's why. You see, there's a little magic counter button up here. And every time you open and close the door, a small amount of frost enters by the warm, moist air. And when the door has been opened and closed enough times, that is about 60 times, well, the magic counter button sends a signal that starts the frost-free system to work. You see, the door opens completely automatically.
Wendy's Dave Thomas shows us why they don't do them live anymore.
We make the best hamburger in the business. But my daughter Wendy says, Dad, people are eating more salads today. So let's make a great taco salad with lettuce and tomato covered with chili and cheese. So I said, mucho gracias, Wendy, which means it's a heck of a good idea. So I said, Wendy, mucho gracias, whatever it is. So I said, give it to me again, that word. Gracias. Okay.
Small one, take 17.
So let's make a great taco salad with lettuce and tomato covered with chili and cheese. So I said, mocha. I'm really having trouble with that.
23.
So I said, Wendy, mucus, knock. How am I going to do that? Mocha, muchas, grace, mucho, great. How come I can't say it?
When people like us fall down, laughter becomes a universal language. Here comes a collection of falling down funny moments from around the world.
Now, I mastered this.
Did you? Yes.
No problem. That's it.
to walk across the lake just by pushing along on these things. And see? And you can actually walk. And they are so stable.
Caught his thigh in the handlebars. You see him holding himself there. Oh, dear. And Sir John's ambulance man trying to get there in a hurry. And he probably needs some treatment in a minute. Nick Britton, the promoter.
Have you seen John Leslie, have you?
Pardon?
You ever seen John Leslie?
I haven't.
Well, we'll be there to cheer you.
Backyard home video brought us more personal moments of falling down funny. Our British friends have provided us with a trunk full of unexpected moments. Whoever thought that Princess Di would crown a future king? A bit planned, perhaps, but amusing. But here's some fun from across the sea that was totally unexpected.
You know, to train dogs, we must be fit ourselves. So I want you all to do this at home. A bit of skipping before we bring the dogs on. You ready? Here we go. 1, 2...
Yes, this is Haley.
Haley, hello.
Hi.
Nigel, first of all, will you carefully and slowly take your hat off? You've got an enormous bump on your head. Can you let them see it?
I don't know whether... There we go.
Right up there. Oh, I'm sorry.
Kamaljit came here to Transform's Birmingham office where she was a He told her that lipo-sculpture would solve her problem, and she didn't need to diet first.
Actually a monopoly supplier, but almost everybody was affected by the...
Confident are you that you're not going to get a sore back as a result of this demonstration?
Very confident. I have done this quite a few times, and it does stop.
With 32 tons of lorry
That's
encroaching
correct.
on you.
Not worried in the slightest. What is
We shall see.
45 seconds to the trail, 45.
It's a one-woman show.
Stand by, please, everybody, stand by. 20 seconds to us, 20.
0. Go tape.
From News and Southeastern.
Hooray for Hollywood, and hooray for the glamorous legends who left us an unforgettable collection of unexpected moments. We found it deep in the vaults, and well worth the search.
Here we are, senor, from soup to nuts.
Nice little park you have here. If you like bananas.
Here's more.
Oh, what the hell am I saying?
Sandra just told me that I was only nuts to that line. I cannot remember it. Help me, dear God, help me. I'm caught on his mind.
Can't take any chances now.
Chances? What's all the emergency about?
I've just had a baby in the ladies' room. Sometimes I think we talked away everything that ever meant anything to us.
Oh, not everything. Now, we might work up a match with one of your own boys, create local interest. All we need is a fellow with weight enough can learn a couple of lines and...
Who are they?
Did Kruger tell you?
No. So I think I'll keep one sitting right in the thing.
Son of a...
And if the case isn't settled by then, I'm going to give the estate away to the Salvation Army, and I knew well I was going to say it.
That's what you think. Oh, Christ, will you get your legs where they're supposed to be?
Quit tapping telephone wires. Spend your time building up new rackets. So that when McLaren comes up for air, you find a dozen more going.
Yes, you've given us a nice bit of revenue.
Well, I've given you more than any four of them put together. And I'll keep on doing it. Provided you give me, yeah, you know what I mean, all this.
We know it, monsieur, and we are going away in the hope that if you cannot forget us, forgive us. Yes, monsieur.
All right, march to ground quarters. Ground quarters. What the hell is ground quarters?
Oh, son of a gun.
We've won. He's gone.
Oh, don't forget my next...
If I hear so much
Oh,
stuff...
stuff your ears with cotton.
I'll stuff cotton.
Just a minute, Mr. Butts.
Now, Monsieur Butts.
Shut up.
Let him sound off. He's a quiet
Sorry.
If you think I owe you any more, you can send me a bill.
How dare you? Get out.
There's nothing I'd like more. How?
Even if I have to break that door down, I'll get you out. But first, I think you ought to learn about the...
Do you think he would?
Like a shot, unless he was interested.
Gosh.
Nuts.
The third time is tiresome. That's the margin of utility I'm...
Oh, son of a gun. You thought I was going to say son of a, didn't you?
The comedy in the animal world is always unexpected.
ostrich meat could, in the not-too-distant future, be the chosen Sunday roast of at least a few different chefs.
Yes, to a certain extent.
I think you'll handle them very well.
Around the horse's neck, and Burma Apollo getting quite used to this. He's earned it as well.
Practical jokes are designed to produce the unexpected.
Oh, look, you're making pretty orange.
For example, what do you think would happen if a painting by an elephant was presented to art critics as a serious piece of work? Well, here's what would happen.
Very colourful, it's on a white background. It could, to some people, that would be an abstract painting. They would think that the painter was painting very much from an impression. It's something which is coming from the inside.
I find this pleasant. This pink here is an easy pink. I suppose that he's been influenced by the French painter Mathieu.
And now, the true identity of the artist is revealed.
As a talented elephant artist. Top class, yes.
Well, there's obviously more than one born every minute.
Another favorite, the day the London Zoo presented a man in costume as a new animal acquisition. These kids have no idea that's a man wearing a costume. Where does the lurpaloof come from? Just look in the mirror. It's the day of days for practical jokes. As our 20th century began, our presidents weren't expected to provide humor, just leadership. In fact, without sound movies, radio, or television, the vast majority of Americans never even heard this voice.
It is true of the history of 20th century America.
Unexpected comedy from the White House has come a long way since Teddy Roosevelt's day. In 1944, when Republican leaders criticized Teddy's cousin Franklin for wasting our money by taking his Scotty dog Fala abroad on official business, FDR seized the moment.
These Republican leaders have not been content with attacks on me, or on my wife, or on my sons. No, not content with that. They now include my little dog, Fala. Well, of course, I don't resent attacks. and my family don't resent attacks. But Fallon does resent it.
The classic unexpected moment from the Truman years was provided by the First Lady. Here's Bess Truman attempting to christen an Army airplane in 1945. A gentle moment of unexpected comedy at President Eisenhower's 77th birthday party, and a thought for all of us to ponder when we reach life's golden years.
Well, I've heard the expression that who wants to live 100 years, I can tell them for sure there's one man, that's the man that's 99.
The incredibly high ratings for President Kennedy's televised press conferences were a direct result of the unexpected moments sure to crop up when JFK faced off against the media.
I wonder if you could tell us whether, if you had it to do over again, you would work for the presidency and whether you can recommend the job to others.
Well, the answer is, the first is yes, and the second is no. I don't recommend it to others.
How is your aching back?
Well, it depends on the weather, political and otherwise.
The Republican National Committee recently adopted a resolution saying you were pretty much of a failure.
I'm sure it was passed unanimously.
Comedian Vaughn Meader became a huge success with his record album Send Up of the President's press conferences. We'd never heard a president tease like this before.
Now down onto the floor for this week's press conference.
Sir,
Yes.
when will we send a man to the moon?
Whenever Senator Goldwater wants to go.
The nation wondered what JFK thought about the spoof.
It's been a long time since a president and his family have been subjected to such a heavy barrage of teasing and fun-poking and satire. Can you tell us whether you read and listen to these things and whether they produce annoyment or enjoyment?
Annoyment. No, they produce. Yes, I have read them and listened to them. Actually, I listened to Mr. Meader's record, but I thought it sounded more like Teddy than it did me. But
in 1968, on a very difficult day at the White House, Lyndon Johnson's grandson Patrick provided LBJ and Lady Bird with a very special, unexpected moment. A kiss goodnight for Grandpa on all 3 networks. White House reporter Sarah McClendon was a frequent critic of LBJ, but President Johnson, whenever possible, drew unexpected comedy from their media wars.
I did show my scar. But I think in explanation you ought to know that it was only after a question from Sarah McClendon. She said, Mr. President, you've been in office almost 2 years, and what do you have to show for it?
President Nixon frequently presented us with unexpected moments at the piano, as in this memorable duet at the White House with Pearl Bailey.
There is no place in the world that anybody ever had a head of state play the piano while they sang a song. Would you? Anything you play, I know. Mr. President, wait a minute. Mr. President, may I ask you? Mr. President, may I say one thing? I wanted to sing a song. I don't want to ride a horse.
Gerald Ford's Slips and Falls inspired a new wave of unexpected comedy in the 1970s from Saturday Night Live. President Ford thought Chevy Chase's send-up was so good, he allowed his press secretary Ron Nesson to get in on the act. Since that time, as each new president takes office, Americans eagerly await the unexpected. Who will portray the president on Saturday Night Live? When Jimmy Carter was elected in 1976, the torch was passed to Dan Aykroyd.
Last week, I delivered a message on inflation. Since then, the dollar has dropped in value, the stock market sustained record losses, and the wholesale price index increased 0.9%. In other words, our economic system is screwed, blued, and tattooed. We just have to face the fact that there's simply no way to fight inflation in the capital-intensive, highly technological, war-torn, conflict-riddled, anything-for-a-thrill world of today. That's why tonight, I want you to try to look at inflation in an entirely new way. Inflation is our friend.
In 1981, 70-year-old Ronald Reagan proved to be a grand master in the fashion of Franklin Roosevelt. President Reagan used unexpected comedy to diffuse the issue of his age.
President Washington began this tradition in 1790 after reminding the nation that the destiny of self-government and the preservation of the sacred fire of liberty is finally staked on the experiment entrusted to the hands of the American people. For our friends in the press who place a high premium on accuracy, let me say, I did not actually hear George Washington say that. I will not make age an issue of this campaign. I am not going to exploit, for political purposes, my opponent's youth and inexperience.
The President and First Lady Nancy Reagan both proved worthy adversaries for the media.
I know it's getting late, dear, but it's not often that we have so many people who've written about us and broadcast about us all together in one room like this, and I thought you might like to say a few nice words to them. They're all from the press and radio and television. Maybe just a friendly little greeting would do. How about just a word or two, something friendly, even one kind word?
I'm thinking.
I've been told that this is all off the record and that the cameras are all off. Is that right? Huh? I was told that because I've been waiting years to do this. Now on.
Comedian Jim Morris was the nation's favorite as President Reagan.
Well, excuse me, I've been having an awful problem with arms control lately. And you folks probably, especially in the press corps, you probably think I don't even know which China we went to. Well, I do. The big one.
George Bush provided us with a bit of unexpected comedy at the bowling alley. On Saturday Night Live, it would be Dana Carvey who provided the laughs. When Bill Clinton and Al Gore teamed in 1992, Al's mom, Pauline, let slip this hilarious faux pas.
We can have change. We have a wonderful ticket. Two young men, attractive, able, ambitious, imaginative, compassionate alcoholics. Workaholics. Whoever wrote that spelled it wrong, put an E somewhere.
Who would delineate Bill Clinton? It was well worth the wait for Phil Hartman's portrayal of America's leading jogger. These days, it's not just the presidents who feel the sting.
Today is the dawn of a new era. The task before us is enormous.
We're going to stay here all night if we have to, so let's get started.
Mr. Speaker, in keeping with the Republican contract with America, I propose Bill H.R. 112,
Come on. What do you got? Hit me.
The balanced budget amendment.
All in favor? Aye. Done. Go. Hit me.
Line item veto.
Love it. All in favor? Aye. Done. Go. Hit me.
Welfare reform.
Beauty. All in favor? Aye. All right. Not bad. Let's pick up the pace. Legal reform, raise defense spending, term limits, blah, 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 blah. All in favor? Aye. Done.
Motion that Massachusetts no longer be a state.
How about it? Aye. All right. Now we're making some laws.
In 1995, Newt Gingrich showed us just how far we've come from Teddy Roosevelt's time when he and Chris Farley provided members of Congress with some unexpected comedy right in their own backyard.
All right, and finally, H.R. 631, motion to make Sonny Bono come up here and sing I've Got You, Newt. All in favor? All right, we did it. But, Mr. Speaker, I've been assigned a very important duty, administrating to you a new speaker's oath. So if you please put your hand on the Diet Coke and repeat after me. I, Newt Gingrich.
I, Newt Gingrich.
Do solemnly promise to continue to be a good speaker.
Do solemnly promise to continue to be a good speaker.
I promise to help the American people.
I promise to help the American people.
I promise to smile when people call me Landslide.
I promise to smile when people call me Landslide.
I promise not to kill Big Bird.
I promise not to kill Big Bird.
I promise that my book will be way less boring than Al Gore's book.
As brides and grooms reach for new heights today, including altars in the sky, unexpected comedy is there right along with the rest of the wedding party. People like us, of course, feel much safer with our feet upon the ground, but are we?
Stand here in the presence of God as man and wife to rededicate yourself. The Great American Game brings to a close our search for the unexpected in comedy. Once again, we found our share, because on the ball field, as on the field of life, nothing is funnier than us.
Sometimes ball players get so involved in the action they even forget for a moment exactly where they are. Could his face be as red as the bill on his cap? We've all heard about the rowdies who run on the field. This little fella shouldn't be much of a problem. There, he's got him. Who's got who? Now, occasionally a fair ball can result in foul play. You make the call. The unexpected in the 100 funniest moments of the 20th century.